guys, I'm Matesight, and this is going to be a Dragonheir Silent Gods video. We are on the Season 3 test server, live on stream, and I'm going to go over all the new stuff for Season 3 here. I'll try my best to split this up into several smaller videos for you guys. And of course, as always, if you want to see me live, the link to my Twitch channel will be down in the description. Dealing damage grants shadow energy, deals with assault. Whenever an enemy dies, fires an orb that bounce up to 6 times between enemies, each deal 180% damage, grants 5 shadow energy. Bouncing bomb, battle skill, ultimate, 3x3 square, strikes enemies within range. Each strike consuming 20 shadow energy and dealing 150 attack necrotic on them during the single cast of the skill. Each strike decreases the damage of the subsequent strike by 10% up to 10 times. And we have Chitter. You guys know Chitter. Pretty cool sword, actually. Deals additional 4% max HP necrotic damage whenever the hero skill deals damage to an enemies. Battle skill is around himself. He is melee, obviously, with a sword like that. 208% necrotic to enemies within range and ignores 30% of the enemy's defense when the skill hits 2 enemies and more, then gains 30% shadow energy. Ultimate skill is the diamond shape we're used to seeing. Strikes an enemy within range 3 times, and each strike dealing 240% attack necrotic damage. Gains shadow energy to use his ult. When gaining shadow energy, grants 30% of the obtained energy into another shadow ally. So cast a spell 3 times. Each time grants the hero 20 shadow energy. Battle skill. Strikes enemies within range 3 times. This is the 3x3 for the ultimate Tide of Shadow. Each strike dealing 235% attack necrotic damage, granting all shadow allies 10 shadow energy. Sifla, Underground Warrior. Has to have shadow energy to do her ultimate and grants 15% attack up to all allies for 5 seconds. Slashes an enemy twice. This is battle skill, single target. Each slash deals 200% necrotic damage, then gains 30 shadow energy. Ultimate is a 3x3 square, shadow explosion. Releases shadow energy to strike the target location 3 times. Each strike deals 250% attack necrotic damage to the enemies within range, with a 50% chance of ignoring 25% of their defense. Passive skill. She gains shadow energy to use her ult. As the battle starts, she is granted 100 stacks of Hearts of Hate. Unique buff. Each stack increases damage by 0.5%. And you lose a stack every 1 second afterwards. Battle skill 3x3. Assassin. Throws a Shadow Blade at the target, dealing 300% attack, necrotic damage to them, and 200% attack, necrotic damage to enemies within the target-centered range. In the meantime, gains 10 Shadow Energy for each hit, and gains an additional 200% Shadow Energy when casting the skill in battle for the first time. Ultimate is a Diamond Shape, Frontal Assault, grants 20 Shadow Energy to all Shadow allies, strikes enemies within range 3 times, with each strike dealing 200% necrotic, ignoring 50% of the enemy's defense. Daphne, Moon Casket. Ultimate needs shadow energy, gains an additional 20% shadow energy. Also, if the hero possesses a target when gaining shadow energy, the possession target gains the same amount of shadow energy. We'll go ahead and look at her ult because that's where the possession comes from. 3x3. She possesses an ally for 15 seconds. As she does that, they will hurt nearby enemies every 1 second for 80% of her attack. The possessed target gains attack up equal to 35% of Daphne's attack. When the possessed target deals damage, 8% of the damage dealt will be converted to their HP. And then her battle skill is randomly attacks up to 3 enemies, dealing 350% attack necrotic damage and gaining 10 shadow energy on each hit. This skill can be cast when possessing an ally. The Crimson Nightmare Ozael. Passive. Needs shadow energy to cast the ultimate. The hero permanently gains 1 stack of Undispellable Host Imprint for every 50 shadow energy obtained, up to 5 stacks. A unique buff, Host Imprint. Each stack increases his crit damage by 10% and his defense penetration by 5. Then we get down into the battle skill, Nightmare Corrosion, 3x3. Fires an orb at the target, dealing 330% attack necrotic damage to the target and enemies around them. When this hero is in demon form, deals 600% damage attack necrotic damage to the enemies within 2 tiles around the hero instead. And then gains 20% shadow energy. So then we go into the ult, and it's a diamond shape, and this is where we look at this demon form. He transforms into a demon at the designated location. He will gain attack speed up and damage reduction with their basic attack splashing on enemies around the target. So then deals 750% attack necrotic damage to enemies within range. The hero consumes 10 shadow energy every 1 second in demon form and exits it when the shadow energy is depleted.